Welcome back to the channel. This Chef D, and we are here for the showdown breakdown slate for June 30th. It is almost July. I looked at the time and at the day, and I was like, "What? It's almost July? Dang, man! Time is flying. Summer is going to be flying through as well, and then we're going to be kicking off football very, very soon." But before we get into that, we had a wild and crazy, insane Tuesday. Absolutely insane Tuesday. It was like the sports book was setting up people, and it's wild, man. It's wild. Yo. It's just be careful with these odds boosts because they had on Draftkings they had Giannis Antetokounmpo to record a double double. Normally that bet is minus 500. They was trying to give it to people for plus 100. That's kind of fishy. That doesn't happen. Something turned it from minus 500 to plus 100. And then look what happened. Giannis gets injured and doesn't complete a double-double. He gets 14 and 8 rebounds. What are the chances of that happening? It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. You get Trae Young out. People are all on the Bucks. The line's all the way to a 9.5. I took the point line. I thought they would at least keep it close because I know that the team plays well. I like Bogdanovich. They have great role players, the Atlanta Hawks. I took the plus 9.5. You're giving me free points. I don't even like the Bucks. You're giving me free points at this point. And then they showed up, which was weird, but they showed up. They were knocking down jumpers. You saw the tendencies from the game before. Bogdanovich was looking more aggressive. He looked like himself. He just wasn't knocking down the shots. Then in this game, he knocks down the shots. Lou Will comes off the bench. He's hitting threes. Herter's playing just as good as he did the game before. It was an onslaught, total onslaught. Those props that I had yesterday, obviously they're going out the window because there's no Trae Young. What are you supposed to do? You go to the role players. So there's no Trae Young. Then you go to the role players. I had two lineups in DraftKings. They did well. They both cashed. Let me see if I can show you real quick. I would have to go. Let's see. Let's open a new tab of contest. Let's see, this loads up. I got to sign in again. So that's fine. I had two lineups. I had one with Lou Williams at the captain spot. At Antetokounmpo, Util, Drew Holiday, John Collins, Herter, and Bogdanovich. The snowflake was John Collins, but I finished. It was a $1 lineup, got me $3. That was profit. And then the other one got me $2.56. And instead of Lou Williams at the captain spot, I put Bogdanovich. All right, those were the two key guys I wanted to make sure I put at the top of my lineups and paid up for the rest of the spots. Obviously, it was good to avoid John Collins in that situation and have everyone else, and you would have been at the top of the leaderboard. Very simple build for yesterday if you adjusted to the news and if you thought Atlanta would keep it close. You had to have that same type of mindset making that lineup, okay? All right, so let's go into tomorrow's slate. We got, today's slate now because it's June 30th. Now, in this Phoenix game going up against the LA Clippers, Phoenix has an opportunity to end the series and go up 4-2 and go to the NBA Finals. So that is going to be their goal. I'm going to be sticking on the Phoenix Suns because I believe that they'll win the series. So if it was a game 4, then we're going to take if it wasn't game 5, then we're going to take game 6. All right? So on and so forth. So predicated on the, news announcement about Ivica Zubac, then if he's out, we're going to go with Marcus Morris. And we're going to go with, where is he at? DeMarcus Cousins. But Cousins still, with Ivica Zubac, got limited minutes. He was very productive in those minutes, but very, very limited. 11 minutes, 7 to 12. Insane amount of shots in only 11 minutes. He was instant offense off the bench, but he can do that. Excuse me. He can do that. He's like a Boban Marjanovic where he comes on and is a major, major impact. So I like DeMarcus Cousins. If Zubac is out, that's a nice punt play to throw in at the bottom. But someone that's going to be more secure in his minutes and playing time, that's going to be Marcus Morris right here. 39 minutes starting in the place of Zubac. They went with the small lineup. They were more efficient on the offensive side. Obviously struggled a little bit on the rebounding side, but the offense was clicking on all cylinders. Nice ball movement, three-point shooters everywhere. He was able to knock down 2 out of 5, scored 22 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. That's what I'm looking for if Zubac is out. They're going to be relying upon Morris to play some big minutes. Hopefully he doesn't get into foul trouble banging with DeAndre Ayton, so they can clearly take full advantage of that. Like, come on, can we be serious? If Suns really wanted to win this series like the other day, feed Ayton. Put him in the post. You have a tiny little man on you, and bang. That's it. That's it. Stop playing. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Next, we're going to go over to the util spot. Paul George. These are going to be consistent in every lineup. I don't need to explain why Paul George should be in your lineup. It's either he's going to be captain or he's going to be util. You just play him. All right? You're just playing 40-plus minutes. Usage rate through the roof. He's going to get rebounds. That's a great prop. 10-plus rebounds. All right? Especially since the fact they're going to a smaller lineup. They're going to be relying on group, team rebounds. All right? Reggie Jackson might chip in some. Paul George is going to chip in some. Marcus Morris might get a few. But Paul George has been very consistent with the rebounds in the last couple games. 13, 16, and 15. Take that prop. 10-plus rebounds for Paul George. That is a solid prop right there. You could actually take 12-plus rebounds and take that prop as well. But we like Paul George. Devin Booker, he's the closer for this team. And you saw it in the previous game. He upgraded his field goal percentage to 40%, almost 41%. He scored 31 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds with 2 steals. Got you 45 DK. There's going to be another level. That's just his middle level. I think he can go to another level where he can score, almost 40 points and really put a hurting on this Clippers team. So you can go right back to the well with Devin Booker. I love him as a captain option. He's that top-tier captain option between Booker, between Paul George, and Chris Paul. Those are going to be the 3 expensive guys that you want. If you want to go somewhere cheaper, then we can go Marcus Morris. We can go a little bit DeAndre Ayton. And that's how far we go. That's how far we go, really. If you want to go Cousins because he has that type of explosion and you really want to punt the captain spot so you can pay up for everyone, that's a decent idea as well. Chris Paul at 9,600. Coming back the previous game, 18 points. The last game, 22 and 8. Still looking for that double-double. He definitely can get there. The points are going to stay high. He shot at a better clip from 27% to 42%. I think that goes up another level. I think they close out the series tomorrow because he's not going to be shooting 0 for 6 and 0 for 3 from three-point range. He's going to be knocking down those threes, and that 22 points can turn easily to 25 to 30 points, okay, if he's knocking down those threes instead. So we love Chris Paul. And then last but not least, for the LA Clippers side, Reggie Jackson has been a consistent factor for the LA Clippers to go alongside Paul George. Reggie Jackson is knocking down 20 points each and every game. As you can see, 4 out of the last 5 games, he scored over 20 points. 4 for 7 from 3, 2 for 9, 3 for 8, 3 for 7, 4 for 12. Beautiful, beautiful numbers that you see out there, giving you a little bit of assists, chipping in with rebounds, especially since they're going with a smaller lineup. He's going to have to help. And steals are there as well. So multifaceted basketball player right here is really putting on the Phoenix Suns. So I love Reggie Jackson at that price as well. Let's go over to FanDuel and check some of the builds here. In this particular sample, we have Marcus Morris at the MVP spot. We got DeMarcus Cousins as a star. This is just a hypothetical. If Zubac is out, then you can go with this type of thing. And be mindful of who's in, who's out. You want to have mandatory guys you want to have in there. Booker, Paul George, Chris Paul. After that, figure it out. Booker, Paul George, Chris Paul. After that, figure it out. That's what you got to do. Those are going to be the 3 main cogs in each and every lineup. That's going to be at the top of the leaderboards. Okay? Three most people that are going to get the most usage on that court tomorrow are going to be Devin Booker, Paul George, Chris Paul. If you want to follow up with that, Reggie Jackson. Those are the guys. Okay, you got that. Figure it out. You might have to go super cheap at the MVP spot or the captain spot, sacrifice some salary. But as long as you got those other guys, you should be fine. Okay. Let's go over to FanDuel for our props section, and I got some juicy ones for you. So, game 1, the score went over. Game 2, game 3, game 4, it went under. And then game 5, it went back over because everyone was like, oh, look at these two defensive teams, da 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 da. But what happened was Zubac being out allowed Clippers to go small. They were able to spread the floor and really pick and pop, pick and roll, penetrate, drive and kick. There were openings, okay? Point blank period. There were openings, more points were flowing through. Phoenix defense wasn't, as hard on them, and they couldn't get and reach all the spots. And it was a little bit exposed. So I like the over 215. That's a solid price and a solid score for the over. All right. Another prop that I do like is Marcus Morris. This is a boost if Zubac is out, but I like Marcus Morris to score 15 points or more. He is one of the better three-point shooters, and that's all he pretty much provides is going to be the points. He really doesn't do any much in the peripherals area, but he is a very dynamic scorer. And then last but not least is going to be Chris Paul, 20-plus points. He's going to put the team on the back. He's been struggling from the three-point shot in the past 2 games. I think that changes, and he'll easily score over 20 points, and you're getting that at minus 112. Another one that I did like was Paul George over 10 rebounds or Paul George over 12. If it's 10 rebounds, it's minus 168. If it's 12, it is plus 140. Both of those prices are good for this small ball lineup that they got going on with the LA Clippers, and he should be able to chip in with a ton of rebounds, which he's been doing consistently the past 3 games. All right. Let me know how you guys feel about today's core. I think we got a solid one going. I think I have a decent narrative. Let me know in the comment section down below. That's just the way I'm thinking. If you hear any other news, this is what this comment section is about. You see the messages and we debate. All right. Last minute, Trae Young is out. Hey, what's the move? I'll be vigilant. I'll get the messages on my phone, and I'll be able to get in contact with you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We are 414. Let's get to 450. Can we get to 450 by Sunday? I hope that's not asking by too much. Can we get to 450 by Sunday? Ask a friend. Tell a friend. Send it to somebody. If they're in it with these sports and with the player props, I've been cashing it for you. Come on. Let's be real. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And I'll be back tomorrow in another video. Peace out.